We have finally gotten our first glimpse of Overwatch 2 PvP, and I gotta be honest, I am really enjoying it. I've been a huge fan of Overwatch since the open beta first launched, and finally getting this resurgence of players and new content in the game makes me very happy during what I feel like has been a drought in gaming. I'm actually excited for the full release of the game, but let's not get too ahead of ourselves. So, the Overwatch 2 PvP beta is out to those lucky few who got access to the closed beta one day early through an email from Blizzard, or if you watched at least 4 hours of Overwatch streamers and got the beta access drop. I somehow was one of the lucky people who got access one day early and got to play with some recognizable names and game journalists. I got to play a game against streamer CDN3rd and had pro player OGE on my team one game. No big deal or anything. Anyway, the gameplay feels as smooth and fast-paced as the original game, surprise surprise, but in my opinion that's a good thing. On the new content side of things, I know I'm not alone when I say I'm a bit disappointed seeing only one new hero, one new game mode, and 4 new maps total. Hopefully the full release brings in even more new maps and heroes, but I doubt we will be getting more than 1 more new hero and 2 more new maps. Now let's talk about the newest game mode, Push. Push is sort of a tug-of-war type game mode. There is a robot in the middle of the map, and your team has to fight to have the robot push a wall further than the enemy gets their wall. I think the idea is good, and the execution of it is even better. At first I didn't know what to expect of this game mode, but after playing it, I can't help but say this is probably my favorite game mode already. The maps for this game mode, in my opinion, are very well designed. There are many shortcuts to take so that you're never out of the fight for too long, but still makes it hard to just trickle in one by one and stall as hard as the old 2CP maps. Oh, did I mention that 2CP is gone? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, 2CP is finally gone. No more ridiculous stalling, no more trickling in until your team wins, no more 2CP. Although I feel they will bring it back with the full release of the game, it's refreshing to not have to play 2CP in the beta. Next, let's talk about the newest hero we get to try out, Sojourner. I think it's kind of funny to me she's getting some criticism saying she's just Soldier 77, but she works a bit different from him. For starters, her gun isn't hit scan, it's projectile based, meaning she has to lead her shots, kinda like Orisa's gun. Her right click is like a laser sniper shot that does more damage the more charge you get by doing damage with your gun. She's like opposite Soldier, as Soldier's gun is hit scan and his rocket is a projectile. Sojourner's gun is projectile and her laser is hit scan. Now when I watched her gameplay trailer and saw her slide, I thought it was kind of dumb ability, but after getting to play with and against her, it's clear to me that it's actually a great ability. Not only does it make you harder to hit and makes you move faster, but if you jump during her slide, she'll do a super jump similar to BATCHEEEST crouch jump. Her last ability is a grenade that moves in a straight line until it's either hit a surface or reaches its max distance. Once it does, it will create a slowing damage field that is honestly really annoying to play against. It does decent damage and generally disrupts most heroes. Her ultimate is honestly somewhat underwhelming unless you are playing with an actual good player. All it does is generate charge for your laser very fast, letting you use it around 7 or 8 times through its duration. Remember, her laser is like a sniper shot. It does massive damage and can one-shot headshot most if not all squishies in the game at 100% charge. So yeah, I know that Sojourner is definitely gonna make her mark in whatever meta she fits into. Now, let's get into my favorite part of the beta. The new tanks and the change from 6v6 to 5v5. So now, instead of having 2 DPS, 2 tanks, 2 supports, we have 2 DPS, 1 tank, 2 supports. How would that work, you may ask? Well, all of the tanks are now beefier and I think have more of an impact on the team. Playing tank really makes you feel like the leader of the team. The games that are a huge tank diff are really clear that there is a tank diff. Being a Giga Chad tank enjoyer myself, I can tell you that playing tank has never been as fun as it is now. The last time I had this much fun was when I would duo tank queue and play dive with Diva Winston back in like Season 4 of Overwatch Ranked. Now, you don't need to rely on a second tank to be on the same page as you. And the solo tank changes actually change more of the game than you might think. An easy example is Reinhardt's Earth Shatter. There aren't as many shields in the game now, so you no longer have to hold Earth Shatter forever or just solo shatter someone to get a pick. If the other team is running tanks like Zarya, D.Va, or Roadhog, then Shatter is so free it feels broken. Another big tank change is Orissa's rework. Orisa no longer has a shield, she instead has a new part of her kit being a fucking spear. This thing is so much fun to use. Her right click is now a spear you can throw at enemies, knocking them back. If the enemy you hit gets knocked back into a wall, then they will be stunned for a short time. This gives Orisa a lot of potential to be a killing machine. Hitting a squishy with it will almost always result in a kill if you land your shots. To replace her shield, Orisa has a spear spin ability. This will knock enemies back you run into and will block all projectiles, so it won't block things like Zarya or Symmetra beams. Her Fortify is still as it was in Overwatch 1, but now it will give a small amount of depleting shields, kinda like the shields Doomfist gets for hitting his abilities. Her ultimate is very fun to play with too. It will pull any enemies in range right into hugging distance as she charges up a slam that will do massive damage if you charge it up enough. Any enemy she pulls in will also be slowed. Even getting to around 70% charge will basically one-shot any squishy still in range, but it charges up pretty slow, so unless the enemies are CC'd, you probably won't be hitting higher than 65% charge. Lastly, probably the biggest tank change is the former DPS hero Doomfist being reworked into a tank. I absolutely love this decision. Nah, but seriously, Doomfist is really fun to play. His movement is ridiculously crazy, his damage for a tank is crazy, his utility is crazy, he is just a great tank, and I really don't know how they did it, but they did. He no longer has his uppercut, but his seismic slam now works as sort of a Winston leap. To replace his uppercut, he now has a block that supercharges his fist if he blocks enough damage. This kit makes him so good at going in and getting out easily, being annoying, displacing enemies, and assassinating squishies. Some games, he just really feels like a tank, assassin, bruiser, support, DPS, mage. In conclusion, as a tank main,
oh yeah! Oh yeah!
alright, finally got all that bat chest out of me. Let me know what you guys think. Have you played the beta? If so, are you enjoying the game? I read every single comment. As always, thank you to all the new subs, you guys are amazing. We are almost at 600 subs. I would have never expected my channel to grow so fast, but I'm grateful to anybody who clicks that sub button, so please sub if you want more content, Carl. Also, I've been thinking about making a Discord server for you guys to chat, play games, and watch and talk about XQC with me and my friends, so let me know if you guys want that, and I'll probably make a community post about it too. So, I'm gonna go play some more Overwatch 2, more Film Fernando soon. Until then.